In 2013, we received an unmistakably clear leading from the Spirit to move to Uganda, to a ministry campus there called Restoration Gateway, to participate in their orphan care and education program. We moved there in the fall of 2014 and continued to serve in that context for the next almost 2 years. It was during that time that Joyce was making regular bike rides into the small nearby town center of Karuma to buy fresh produce from the local vendors of the little farmers market that took place in that town center. Most of these vendors were women, and as she was getting to know those women, she began to notice the presence of a group of women who were hanging around the market area, but were not really involved in any way in the market itself. As Joyce began to meet these women, she soon learned that many of them were involved in the trade of prostitution. And as she developed friendship with them, she began to understand a little of their plight. Most of these women had been chased away by an unhappy boyfriend or husband. They had often been rejected by their family. They had little education or skill, and in most cases had young children resulting from their prostitution that they now had to support by themselves. In her conversations with them, they would often ask for her help. As we began to talk and pray about these conversations, little by little, God began to make it clear that He was leading us into an entirely new venture. That leading eventually led us to look into buying some property on the edge of the village of Karuma and launching a ministry there to offer these women a way out of their entrapment. That ministry became known as the Exodus Project. God provided the means to acquire a little more than 10 acres of undeveloped farmland. When we returned in early 2017 to begin the process of developing the land, we hired a crew of a handful of people to begin that work. First, we cleared a pathway onto the property and then attempted to implement a method of manual borehole drilling that we had the privilege of learning prior to returning to Uganda. Well, that was the birth of the Exodus Project. And little by little, as God has provided the direction and resources, the project has developed into the makings of a sustainable enterprise focused on helping people, mostly these women, out of their economic, cultural, and spiritual ditches and into a thriving, vibrant, fruitful relationship with Jesus Christ.
One of the challenges that we've persistently faced as we've progressed in the development of the property is finding an adequate source of water. One of the property's unique features is a spring that has functioned as a source of water for the surrounding community for many years and was an invaluable resource to us as we moved forward with property development. However, the amount of work and time required to retrieve that water was immense. Even the addition of a spring-fed fish pond wasn't adequate to provide the amount of water that was necessary to meet the needs of the project. And so once again, God provided the resources to drill a deep borehole and to construct a water tower both at the site of the Exodus Project as well as at the nearby church property. We provided community accessible spigots so people in the community could have easy access to potable drinking water. One of the extraordinary highlights for me during our most recent visit to the Exodus Project was to see that the spring, which used to look like this, but now looks like this. Because the community is no longer getting their water at the spring, which was at best of a menial use quality. Now they're getting their water at the spigots that we've been able to provide for them. The Exodus Project is now providing more than 20,000 gallons of water per month to the community free of charge. Another key component of what God has provided for the Exodus Project is the capability of making an environmentally friendly construction block that is tongue and groove, end to end, and top to bottom. It's an excellent construction material that is far superior to the locally produced burnt brick. Additionally, we've been able to learn how to make concrete fence posts, which are both theft and termite resistant. And thanks to another generous donation, we've been able to acquire a third machine that allows us to produce paving stones. On top of all that, God has provided us with 2 wonderful Airbnb-ready cottages with indoor plumbing, hot water, and electricity that we can make available to the tourists community as well as the Christian ministry community in Uganda. I think the initiative that we've been most excited about is the establishing of a local congregation that met for 3 years under the big shade tree on the Exodus property to having its own facility, a thriving, growing congregation under the leadership of a godly pastor. It's a joy to see what God has done. The Exodus Project and Bedmot Church launched a joint effort last year to begin showing the Jesus film in the community of Kuruma.
Here is the Jesus Film team.
Hello, my name is Nelson, and we are the guys who are helping with the Jesus Film Ministry. Here is my sister Judith. Can you say hi? Hello. That's my brother Onen Charles. So I just want to say some few things concerning the Jesus Film. Jesus Film is bringing a life change in the lives of so many people here.
God has blessed us with an incredibly capable young man, a godly young man named Charles Opira and his wife Josephine, who've come on as Exodus's new managing director. He's doing a phenomenal job managing the team and overseeing the ongoing development of the project, including the 2 latest initiatives. Our new pole barn, which provides a sheltered area for work with the products that we are producing. And our new office building, which also includes an outdoor kitchen store, and an eating pavilion. Charles is doing a phenomenal job as well, overseeing the spiritual formation component of our team development. And we're so excited to see the spiritual growth that's happening in the lives of those that God has brought to be a part of the Exodus team.